Welcome to Springfield, Oregon. We're looking at Roseboro Lumber Mill, where the Mohawk branch meets the Brooklyn subdivision. Today we're going to follow the Weyerhäeuser local as it switches some of the mills out here in Springfield. Before heading up the Mohawk branch, we're going to see an MRVPT thunder by on the main line here at 28th Street. It's October 19, 2022, and there's still a lot of smoke in the skies. It's been very dry this October, and the fires in the Cascades are still going. Back in the Southern Pacific days, Mohawk Junction was the start of the Marcola branch. It went north and northeast into the foothills of the Cascades, bringing logs into town for the big mills. Today, Union Pacific switches 5 active customers on the branch, 2 of which are on this branch of the branch, heading towards the International Paper Mill. The crews call this track the IP lead. At 35th Street, we see Sundance Lumber Company here. Just past Sundance, we see a 3-track interchange yard between UP and the IP mill. At this point, the job has already serviced 2 customers, 1 lumber mill and 1 chemical plant, leaving those cars on the Marcola Main, as the crews call it. In September 1987, Weyerhäeuser quit running their log trains from Marcola, and the line was cut back. And today the rails end at a defunct cement dealer that's north of the Beltline overpass. The loads to pull are straight ahead, and the empties have been left on the track to the right. The dominating International Paper Mill helps define Springfield as a mill town. Weyerhäeuser was the mill's previous operator, and the name lives on in the local that switches its boxcars. And it's common to find 80 to 100 boxcars back here in the plant and in its yards. IP also employs its own company switcher. In the evening, it'll bring the loads out into the interchange yard, where it used to be there was a night job that would pull them and then give them the empties. But recently, Union Pacific canceled that night job version of the Weyerhäeuser, called the Von Dugren. So it's now up to the Weyerhäeuser to pull and spot this interchange yard. Here we see the mill switcher getting ready to shove the empties into their mill just handed off from the Von Dugren. Today's poll's relatively small, just 9 cars. Since the mill's giving them a small handle of cars, they'll pick up this loaded center beam from Sundance Lumber on the rear. Unlike Georgia Pacific's Toledo paper mill, International Paper Springfield doesn't take any wood chip cars, but gets them all by truck. At Sundance Lumber, 2 center beams can be loaded at a time, and 2 more can fit in the spur off-spot if necessary. However, recently, for whatever reason, center beams have been a difficult car for customers to get. The conductor's speaking with a mill worker as he pulls the car. I'm sure the subject of car availability has come up, and I know they'd be happy if the job was about to put 2 more on spot. Google Maps actually showed the train on the Y leading to the IP lead. Y-track speeds are limited to 5 miles per hour. These are some of the sharpest curves you'll find on the whole subdivision. The shortest spur on the Brooklyn sub belongs to this AmeriGas customer here, just past Main Street. And just past Main Street is Arkland Chemicals, which makes glue for particle board. WEYERHAEUSER goes on duty at 6 a.m. in Eugene. It'll run to the south end of the yard to get its cars out of the 50 yard. It then will go about 4 miles before reaching the yard at Springfield. Judkins is the one siding it could get stuck in between the yard and Springfield. The job typically runs with 2 locomotives, but it has run with 1 or 3 as seen here, if 2 have been left over in Springfield overnight. We're back mainline trackside at the Roseboro lumber mill. It has an amazing classic wooden structure. There are 3 different places that the railroad can spot cars to be loaded here. These 2 cars are on 815 track, and as of now are still empty. It's amazing that 26 years later, after the acquisition of Southern Pacific by UP, that scarlet and gray can still be found. The other 2 Roseboro tracks are 814 and 812. Today the job will pull a car from 812. Here from the vantage of 812 track, we can see Amtrak 14 blasting by north on the main. On its way to Roseboro, the spur cuts through City of Springfield City Works. 812 track is where specialized loads of lumber are loaded. Long boards for trusses and joists and laminates are loaded onto either bulkhead flats or center beams. As it turns out, the car isn't quite ready to be pulled, but it won't be too long, so the crew will wait. Close on the heels of Amtrak 14, an MRVH K-17 is heading north towards Eugene. Unfortunately, I can't stay around to see the train pull the car, but I hope you enjoyed this look at the Weyerhaeuser in Springfield, and we'll be back for more.